The War Council chamber aboard the dreadnought Crimson Talon fell silent as Kravax entered. The massive Threxian mercenary commander stood nearly 3 meters tall. His forearms crossed over his chitinous chest. Battle scars crisscrossed his armored hide, each one a testament to conflicts spanning 40 solar cycles. He was a legend among the mercenary guilds, ruthless, efficient, and utterly fearless. Or so everyone believed. Commander Kravax, Admiral Zephyros, a sleek Valerian with iridescent scales, gestured toward the holographic display. Your reputation precedes you. We require your fleet to handle a situation. Kravax's compound eyes examined the star chart. His mandibles clicked thoughtfully as he processed the tactical information. Then he saw it, a small blue-green planet in the Sol system. His entire posture shifted. No. The single word landed like a plasma charge in the silent chamber. Admiral Zephyros's crest flared in confusion. You haven't heard our offer. The humans have established a mining colony on Kepler 442b, a planet we've claimed. They refuse to leave. We're offering triple your standard rate to remove them. I said no. Kravax's voice was flat, final. But surely, you want me to fight humans? Kravax's laugh was a harsh, chittering sound that made the assembled officers flinch. Admiral, I have fought the Krillian swarms. I've battled the sentient war machines of Nexus Prime. I've stood against the psychic horrors of the void expanse. He leaned forward, all 4 hands pressed against the tactical table. But I will never, never raise arms against humanity. The Admiral's translator struggled with Kravax's next words, which came out in a language thick with emotion rarely heard from Threxians. 40 cycles ago, I was young and foolish. I accepted a contract against a human mining vessel. Unarmed, just 30 crew members. It should have been simple. Board, intimidate, take the cargo, leave. Standard piracy. Kravax's claws scraped against the metal table, leaving deep grooves. We breached their hull. They had no military weapons, no combat training, no warships. What they had was anger. He paused, his breathing heavy. Do you know what humans are made of, Admiral? They're persistence incarnate. They're the universe's way of saying nothing stays dead. The chamber was utterly still. No one had ever heard Kravax speak like this. The first human I encountered was their engineer, a female, small by their standards, holding nothing but a welding torch. My squad of 12 advanced warriors found that amusing. She didn't run. She didn't surrender. His voice dropped to almost a whisper. She charged at us. 1.5 meters tall human with a welding torch charged 12 armed Threxian raiders. That's suicide, someone muttered. That's what we thought too. Kravax's eyes had a distant look. She took down 3 of my warriors before we subdued her. But her attack gave the others time. The miners, the technicians, the cooks. They armed themselves with mining equipment, kitchen knives, bare hands. They fought us in every corridor, every compartment. They used their knowledge of their own ship against us, venting atmosphere, locking bulkheads, collapsing sections. He straightened, his massive frame somehow seeming smaller. We still won that battle. We had superior numbers and weapons, but it took us 6 hours to secure a civilian vessel. 6 hours. We lost 30 warriors. 30 of my best soldiers killed by unarmed miners who refused to accept defeat. Admiral Zephyros shifted uncomfortably. Surely that was an anomaly. It wasn't. Kravax's voice cracked like breaking stone. I spent the next cycle studying them. Every account, every battle record, every encounter. Do you know what I learned? Humans don't have the strongest bodies. They're not the smartest species. They don't have natural weapons or armor. But they have something far more terrifying. They don't know when to quit. He activated his personal datapad, projecting images around the room. When the Krillian swarms invaded their colony world of New Terra, every other species evacuated. The humans? They fought for 3 years. 3 years. They lost 70% of their population, but they held. They held until reinforcements arrived. Then they pushed the swarms back into the void. Another image appeared. A frozen wasteland. The colony of Novaya Sibir lost all power during a cosmic storm. Temperatures dropped to -200 degrees. The humans had 2 options, die or evacuate. They chose a third option, they survived. They burned furniture, insulated walls with their own clothing, huddled together for warmth. 96% survival rate when any other species would have achieved 0. The images kept coming, each one more impossible than the last. Humans surviving in hostile environments. Humans improvising weapons from debris. Humans refusing evacuation orders to defend homes. Humans pulling off military victories that violated every tactical principle. But the worst part, Kravax continued, his voice now genuinely afraid, is when you make them angry. Not irritated, not frustrated, truly deeply angry. He projected one final image, a barren, cratered moon. This was Outpost Zeta-7, a human research station. A rival corporation hired the Black-Scale Raiders to eliminate the competition. 40 Raiders against 15 human scientists. The Raiders succeeded. All 15 humans died. Admiral Zephyros frowned. Then what? The Raiders made one mistake. One of the scientists managed to send a distress signal before dying. It reached a human military patrol. Kravax's mandibles trembled. I've reviewed the combat logs. The patrol consisted of 8 soldiers, 8 against 40 entrenched raiders in a fortified position. The humans didn't negotiate. They didn't offer surrender terms. They simply came. The hologram shifted, showing tactical data that made no strategic sense. The humans assaulted that moon base with a fury I've never witnessed. They didn't just defeat the raiders, they erased them. Every single raider was hunted down, even those who tried to flee. The human commander's message was broadcast on every mercenary frequency. We are slow to anger, but we are long to forget. Touch our people and we will find you. We will always find you. Kravax deactivated the hologram. The chamber remained dark for a long moment. The Black-Scale Raiders were the most feared mercenary company in the Outer Rim. After Zeta-7, they disbanded. The survivors still tell stories, warnings to anyone who will listen. Never make humans angry. He turned to face Admiral Zephyros directly. So no, Admiral, I will not take your contract. I will not fight humans over a mining colony, because if I do, even if I win, even if I kill every last human on that planet, their species won't forget. They'll come for me. Maybe not today, maybe not this cycle, but they'll come. And humans are the only species in this galaxy who wage war with grief and mathematics. They'll calculate exactly how to hurt me most. And they'll do it with tears in their eyes and vengeance in their hearts. Admiral Zephyros stared at the legendary mercenary commander, then at the star chart showing the small human colony. What would you recommend then? Kravax's answer was immediate. Negotiate. Give them favorable terms. Make them your allies if you can, because you definitely don't want them as enemies. Humans are the only species who will burn their own house down to kill the spider inside, and then rebuild the house just to prove they can. He moved toward the exit, then paused. I beg you, Admiral. I've fought across 100 worlds. I've seen things that would break lesser beings. But nothing scares me more than an angry human with nothing left to lose. They're the universe's apex persistence predators, and their favorite prey is anything that threatens their pack. As Kravax left the chamber, Admiral Zephyros looked back at the holographic display of Kepler 442b, where a few hundred human miners were going about their day, unaware of how close they'd come to war. The Admiral reached for the communication console. It was time to negotiate. After all, some battles were won by knowing which fights to avoid.